Sound check, check, check. There we go. Okay, we are live. Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first official live show for 2019. Before I begin, I would like to thank the Weather Channel for sponsoring today's very nice weather in Ohio. Spring-like weather in Ohio today, so yeah, I feel good. It's always great to wake up to a sunny morning and a somewhat warm day for this January in Ohio, so welcome all. So tonight's show will have a little bit of a year in review of 2018, look into the future a little bit, and if you have any goals or resolutions you would like to talk about, feel free to share them. I need to lose a little bit of weight. I had way too much Italian pastries over the holidays, and yeah, my pants are tight. So let's see. Let's check the chat here. I think Tim might be joining us later as a co-host. I'd like to welcome Joel Berry. He is new. Joel, if you're still here, hello. Linux user, Yugi, Benjamin, Eldridge, switch to Linux. What's up? Jason K, hello. Stephen Anderson, Posh Josh, welcome. Ben Fitz, Peter Brown, good evening. Sleepy, Sleep, I have a question for you about you. You Australians are weird. There's a cool, weird news story from Australia that remind me that we have to talk about. Steve's very own, welcome. How are you, Steve? Steve, I think you're doing a show tomorrow morning, right? Yeah. Sleepy says too many cannolis. Well, that's part of it. It was too much of pizzelles, Italian cookies, cheesecake. I mean, I bought new jeans, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they're a little tight on my cannolis. So I need to eliminate all soft drinks altogether. This is water, seltzer water, and lemon juice. No sugar. Ben, you're feeling a ton better? Okay. Yeah, there's something going around here too. I'm okay, but well, I'm glad you're feeling better. So, Sleepy says you're not weird. The rest of the world just doesn't get it. Huh? Duh. Okay, all right. That's one for Sleepy. I'll keep track of the score here on jokes. That's one for Sleepy. Very good. I'll get to that news story later. Maybe towards the end when we go to the oddball news. All right, so let's send out a few invites. This is an open chat. Before I continue, this is a community-sponsored show. Thank you for making this possible. If you'd like to sponsor a future show, just want to chip in and contribute to this channel, check out the links below in the show notes, okay? Once again, thank you. And once again, Happy New Year. All right, give me a second here to send out some invites. Okay, we'll get started. Turn down my TV. So I was watching the Cowboys game, close game, but I don't like close defensive games. It's kind of boring. Anyway, let me send out some invites. Okay, let's see. Ben, switch, check. Sleepy, I know you're in Australia. I believe it's daylight there. Do you want to join us? You're eating a hot cross bun. Okay. Nice. Charlie, welcome. Did I get your email? No, I didn't. Send me an email, Charlie, at totalostoday1@gmail.com. That's the email I am currently using. Everybody say hello to Charlie. We've spoken before I guess years ago. So yeah, Charlie, send me an email privately, and then I'll send you a link. Okay. Um, Charlie is a Linux user and knows a little bit about Mac stuff. I don't have a Mac. The closest thing I have to Mac is an outdated iPad Mini. So welcome, Charlie. Let's see how many people jump on. That might be enough for tonight. I think I sent about 7 invitations, maybe 8. So check your emails.
Boss, how are you, buddy?
There you are. Hi, Ben. Welcome.
Hey, it took a few minutes for my laptop to load the Hangout. That's
Got it.
all.
Got
Well,
it.
speaking of laptops, remember what Tim was going to give me? Well,
Oh yeah, something or other. Yeah. Did
the
you get it?
laptop finally came. Yes,
Nice.
it's Lenovo G510 laptop, man.
Nice. How's it
And,
working out for you?
Oh, like a damn dream. And I tell you, my mom was so impressed with it. With the Linux that I put on it, it was Gentoo, but I'm not going to give her that. You know,
No.
I'm not going to throw a spark in the water like that.
Yeah.
But I told her about it, and I told her about Linux and how I'm making a respin of Ubuntu that everybody and their mother can use. And she said, like, even your mother? And I said, Mom. She said, and I said, well, if you want it, I'll give it to you. And she said, yes. So I've broken my mom's Windows 7 fixation, and I'm bringing her onto Linux.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So we'll talk about little bit about some of the top Linux news.
Hey, Tom.
Hello.
I
I think he's getting his mic set up. We have silence from you, Tom.
Yeah.
Charlie, you sent the email. I have not gotten it.
All right, that should work now.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I switched my mic. I didn't bother putting my professional mic on today. I'm just
Okay.
using
He's
the
every
webcam.
reason to be happy with me.
What's that?
I've gotten my mom away from Windows and onto Linux.
Woo, victory! We got another one. We got another one.
Now the only one left to convince is my dad.
I feel like I should play the Rocky theme, da 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 da, or something like that, you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Now we
right
just have to
indeed.
win over my father, who's still on Windows 10. Ugh.
Hello, Heather. Hello, LJ.
Hmm.
Yeah, Charlie, I have not gotten it. It's totalostoday1@gmail.com. There we go. Okay. Delayed. We'll welcome somebody new. Everybody, please say hello to Charlie. He'll be joining us.
Howdy, Charlie.
Charlie does a lot of Linux stuff, and he's somewhat of a
Talking about Henson? Charlie Henson?
connoisseur. Yeah, he's a little bit connoisseur Mac stuff.
Oh, I
Thank
know
you,
that
Sleepy, for the super chat. Thank you.
I know Charlie. He did all those wallpapers and themes, didn't he?
I think that is Charlie. Yes.
Oh, I've always wanted to meet him. This is gonna be cool.
Yeah, Charlie. I just sent you the. It came in late, Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go get my Lenovo power cord. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, LJ. Greetings to you. And hello, Louie. Who else said hello to me? Hello, if I missed you.
I had a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
I got this LG Stylo 4 phone, you know,
Okay.
and I have been trying my butt off to get Lineage on this thing, but stupid LG locked down the doggone bootloader, and I was wondering your advice on that.
It depends on
Yeah.
completely depends on where'd you get where'd the phone come from.
I bought it
So-
at the local Sprint store.
Okay. I don't know where Sprint lies, but I think all carriers except for Verizon lock their phones. So you can't, if you want to get a phone for Lineage, you either have to get it from Verizon, will unlock them, or buy them directly from the carrier. You need an unlocked version. I don't know what Sprint does. I know for a fact AT&T locks everything.
I didn't buy it on a lease. I bought it straight from the carrier.
Yeah, like AT&T, doesn't matter. You can drop into AT&T, lay cash, it's still perpetually locked.
Right.
I don't know where Sprint lies.
Right. I don't know either. That's the trick.
I'm chuckling not at you guys, but I just got a comment on one of my videos trying to compare, Windows and Linux. He wrote, "Is it possible that you don't even know what Linux is?"
That's too.
No, I don't. I've only been doing this since 2006, but I have no clue, man.
Ben, so on Sprint, the phone has to be fully paid off and active on the Sprint network for 50 days to unlock it.
Oh, so you have to. So to unlock the bootloader, you have to be off the contract.
Well, you have to. The phone has to be completely paid off, so you can't be making any form of payments.
I'm not making a lease on this, Tom.
You're not?
No.
Okay. So the second thing is it has to be active on the Sprint network for 50 days.
I've had this phone over a month.
Okay. Well, over a month is that's less than 50 days. A month would be 30.
Okay.
So give it 2 months.
I bought it in November of last year.
Okay. And has it been on the carrier ever since?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
it's Sprint. You have to call them.
So yes. So you have to call them and provide the last 4 of your social security numbers and the IMEI number of the phone and the cell phone.
So that should unlock the bootloader.
That should unlock the bootloader. Yep.
Okay. Well, tomorrow when I get up, I will call them and say, "Hey, can you help me unlock my bootloader? I've had this phone for 2 months." Yeah.
Yep. That's what you need to do.
Okay, and then I should be able to put a root method and Lineage on top of it.
Yeah, and then just track down check out XDA forums and grab the exact instructions for that phone.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Very good. Very good.
We got that sorted.
All right, waiting for Charlie to join in. He'll be new for us. Charlie, I did send you the link, and that's okay, Tom. Then we'll get started.
My website blocked 4,565 attempted hacks from China.
Oh, a light day today, huh?
Yeah. That would have been the botnet.
Probably. I saw something.
It shouldn't even.
I saw something about China, about the fake internet or something, but they were showing this wall, not the wall in China, but this wall of cell phones, a sea of cell phones, watching YouTube videos for like fake views to get more like AdSense. Nice. It was the slickest thing. I mean, rows and it seemed like thousands of cell phones on a loop playing these videos.
I think I might just go ahead and buy.
Hi, Sleepy.
Hey Vince, how's it going?
Hey guys, how you doing?
But doing good. It was a nice. Again, I would like to thank the Weather Channel today for sponsoring this wonderful weather we had in Ohio. So it was close to 50 degrees today Fahrenheit. It's for Ohio this time of year. That's highly unusual. That's a good 30 degrees above normal.
It's still 42 here, which is extraordinarily high.
Yeah, it's 41 here. You're in Pennsylvania, so you're not that far. But yeah, it's I'm not complaining. So yeah.
I'm back, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey Tom, look what I got.
You got nice.
It's a Lenovo G510, man.
Very nice. Very cool.
Yeah. See, someone here has brains besides me. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I got Lenovo's. I just got Dells in my own home build.
Okay. Hi, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie. How are you?
Cannot hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
No sound.
Soundo no no-o.
Yeah. This works best if you have the Chrome web browser. By the way, just want to let you know. Hi, Joel. Joel's new to the stream, to the channel, to the live show. Hi, Joel. Yes, Sprint wants your social security number and
Yeah.
Well, if you have a plan with them, they already have it. They just need to get
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
which is
stupid.
okay, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you unlock the bootloader, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I always
I've
pick
been
up
buying
mine
my
from other
phone.
sources.
I've been
Well,
buying
hey,
my
I mean,
phones unlocked for years. It
Yeah, well, that-
ends up being cheap. Nice.
hmm How's your holiday there, Vince?
Yeah, I've actually now got. Well, the kids are still until the end of January,
Oh wow.
so
Wow.
I have to try and do my best to try and catch all your streams.
Yeah, we'll get them
but I've
eventually.
got the next two. Yeah, I've got the next 2 weeks off, so I've got a bit of spare time. Hopefully.
Nice. Nice. 2 weeks off just to watch me. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
I get to share them. I get to share Vince.
Well, Happy New Year to everybody here in the live chat. Charlie, you still there? I can't hear your voice. Yeah.
We can't
We'll wait and see if Charlie can get his mic situation straightened out.
hear. You should be able to.
On the Hangouts, you'll have to click that spoke wheel for settings and make sure you have the right input. Yeah. It's pretty simple as far as Hangouts. That's why I keep using it, because it just works. There's no special downloaded software or anything. So,
Hang on.
Doctor66, hello STS. Oh, that's Mark. Hi, Mark. Stephen Anderson, welcome. Yeah, check out Charlie's channel here. He does a lot of Linux stuff, and
Hey Ricky, how's it going?
oh, there you go. Hi, Ricky.
Oh, hey guys.
Ricky.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I just over the holidays I got my Sparky Linux YouTube machine into the Festus Spirit. I upgraded it from the LXQT environment into the KDE Plasma environment.
You know what? You don't sound very convincing when you said, "Oh, I'm doing fine. I broke my left foot. Other than that, I'm fine."
You know.
I should be able to hear now.
There we go. Wonderful.
Hi,
Yeah,
Charlie.
working.
Charlie.
All good. Hello, Charlie.
How does it sound? Is it coming in okay?
It's working fine. Yes. Good. 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 Everybody, say hello to Charlie. He's new for us on the stream.
Yeah, it's good to see everyone.
Oh,
So, Charlie, I know you use Mac. Are Mac computers worth that kind of money?
No,
Okay.
not anymore. Actually, all my kids, they kind of like gang rushed me, and I handed them out,
Oh,
and
man.
said they could just take them. They like Macs.
are
Couldn't get rid
refurbs
of
still
quick
worth
enough,
it? What about the refurbished stuff? Is still good?
Oh, Charlie,
It's all right, as long as
Okay.
you get a deal on it. The new stuff you can fix.
I will tell you, I've got this MacBook 2013 15-inch. This thing is a freaking nightmare to get Linux on, dude. Oh my.
Well, it wasn't designed for that, for one thing. But yeah.
Yeah. I have tried every distro known to man, Gentoo, Arch, Ubuntu, all of them. It's a nightmare. I mean, the one gripe that I have about it is not the Wi-Fi, because I can get that to work, but the two video cards are Intel and NVIDIA, and it's like a head grinder.
If I was going to get a Mac, I would use it strictly the way it was designed to be used. I wouldn't modify it or change it, because a lot of professional YouTubers, I mean YouTubers with hundreds of thousands, millions of followers, they use only Apple products from
Right.
what I've seen. It has to be for a reason. They're not going to switch to Linux and try and solve puzzles or problems, and I don't blame them. But if I ever got one, like I said, it would be just to use it for that purpose only, or if I got a Chromebook. Of course, it already has Linux and Chrome OS and Android apps in it, so why would I want to change it anyway? So
Well, these
But you
Macs,
just hit it. You just hit it
You
there.
gotta buy 'em.
Thomas. You could have money to burn.
Yeah, I would sell it, but my dad paid $1,000 to get it for me, and I just don't want to throw away a gift like that.
see, that's my kids didn't have to buy them. Yeah,
Right.
like your dad, I gave mine, or I gave them to them.
there you go.
He bought it for me to have as a gift for like one of my birthdays or something, and I just, I might just say screw it and just get rid of it, because
I guess Joel likes KDE Plasma. He saw it. He says, "Wow, this guy knows the best desktop."
that's funny. Well,
I don't think that's the best desktop personally, but it's definitely loaded. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Um,
on
I
my
got KDE
Lenovo,
going over here.
I'm running Gen 2 with KDE 4 because I know 5 is more the standard now, but
mhm.
in my opinion, 4 was just more stable and it had, better options and less options than I really need. So that's where I went. And sure, it's not as actively maintained anymore, but I was still able to get it to do updates and things like that. So as long as it works,
Right. But we'll get into some of the top Linux top tech news of 2018. Before we get into that, is there anybody that has new goals or new resolutions? Maybe you missed last year's resolutions or goals. If you want to share them now, now's the time. I got to drop some weight. I had too much Italian pastries and cookies, and I told my son today. He was like, hey, yeah, thanks, Michael. Okay, yeah.
Well, I at least have one goal:
What's that?
to stop distro hopping.
That's something I'm trying to do less and less too, Ricky, because I got to tell you, doing that over and over again starts to burn you out.
Well,
I had to stop. Yeah.
Well, the thing
I
is,
have to stop too,
the thing is, I've had Sparky Linux for almost a month. I have not transformed this machine at all.
yeah, that's like me and my KDE with Gen 2. I love it so much that I just don't want to wipe this Lenovo anymore. Even though Tim sent it to me for distro testing, I'm saying, okay, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Ben, real quick,
mean-
what's that wallpaper behind you, Ben, on your machine there? What's that snow there?
That's Star Wars Galaxies.
Ah,
That's not a video, that's a game.
got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, basically, if I want to do any computer tinkering, I have pretty much 2 computers on the other side of the room that I can play with.
All right. Let's go to quick question, and it's not a trick question. What do you think would be the #1 Linux piece of news for 2018? Anybody want to, at least what I think it is? Anybody want to take a crack what I'm thinking of?
Distros?
What of all the Linux news we had for 2018, what do you think I would pick? I'll put it to what do you think I would pick as the most important Linux news for 2018 in terms of getting closer? I'll give you a hint, getting closer to a national Linux desktop if it's even possible.
The news that
Do something with it.
Say again?
Is that something that Microsoft's going to do? Is that the big
No, it has nothing to do with Microsoft. There's a hint there.
okay,
Well,
Colonel
I was going to say Linus Torvalds in the COC, but
NSA.
Chromebooks getting Windows.
No, I said only Linux. Yeah,
Okay.
Chromebooks being able to use Linux apps.
that's it. Google is incorporating Linux into their, at least some of the, I know some of the, I believe all the Pixelbook and some of the high-end, incorporating Linux apps. I believe Debian or Ubuntu apps is huge. And the Pixelbook has been described as flawless. That is the only machine that I don't have one, at least not yet. That is the only Linux machine that I've read on blogs that's been described as flawless. That says a lot, and it's proof that we could have a national Linux machine that can run Linux without bugs. It's that simple. And to have, look, Chrome OS, Android apps to automatically sync your phone like an iPhone, and then Linux apps on top. Granted, it's still beta, but to have 3 systems for the price of 1, why the heck would you want to buy Apple or Microsoft? When you think about it, assuming they can get all 3 systems to mesh. I think there's still issues, but to have that, and now granted the Pixelbook is $1,000, that's not the sweet spot for a mass marketed Linux machine, but I still believe that is the biggest Linux news for 2018 in my opinion. Anybody want to challenge that is fine, but
What? Sorry, I was reading something.
Sleepy be back. Okay, but that's what I think is the #1 Linux news. Now there were other Linux items news for 2018. IBM buying Red Hat for $30-some billion. That's a lot. We had some nice releases from Ubuntu. I actually reinstalled Ubuntu 18.10 on one of my test machines. And I'm going to keep. I will keep it on there. Let's see if I get used to the GNOME desktop.
I think besides Chromebooks being able to use Linux apps, I think the second most important thing for Linux was Proton.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you there, Ricky, because it's now bringing a lot more developers towards Linux.
Yeah.
Joel says nothing to do with Microsoft makes a change for TOS. Joel, you don't know, but you don't know, but right now I use 70-80% Linux and the rest Windows 10. Yeah, I should challenge myself to drop Windows, to not use Windows for 30 days. Or not use Linux for 30 days, for that matter. See if I can challenge myself, because I don't know.
Wow.
I think I could do it.
Using Linux for 30 days.
Yeah, I think I would be like, oh, another update for Windows. Okay, yeah. But I'm using. That's how good some Linux distros have gotten. Some out of the hundreds and thousands of forks, there's only a handful that can compete, I think, with Windows and Apple products, in my opinion.
I have a bit of news for you. This is not Linux related, but look, Steam dropped support for XP finally.
Oh.
I knew it was.
Poor XP users.
Yep, they can't use those Steam games no more.
Charlie, what do you use for your Linux desktop now?
Yeah, that's curious.
KDE Neon.
Okay.
Perfect.
I just did a like an MX walkthrough, MX review the other day.
Yeah.
That's really good stuff.
Yeah.
MX is exceptional.
Yeah.
And but KDE Neon, and I'm actually going to live stream this Neon Monday. Over to my right, this is all Windows 10 over here.
Okay. All right.
I need commercial software.
Okay.
I can understand that.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need industry standard Photoshop, Illustrator, stuff like that.
All those things.
If they can incorporate those professional items into the Chromebooks, now we're getting again even closer to a national Linux desktop. It's just a matter of giving the person who buys that kind of machine, is it going to be either just to web browse, email, or to do what Charlie needs to do, but to have that option that's going to work without any issues. I think that's what a national Linux desktop needs, an option to either just use it for the basic stuff and for the more higher end user. Hi, Tim.
Bingo.
You just got back from bingo. So how many times did you use the frying pan to like bang yourself on there?
It's really fun going and playing. We didn't win tonight, which is cool.
Okay.
But we did donate. We donated to the local fire department, the volunteer fire department.
Oh, nice.
That's wonderful.
They're the ones who put it on, and they have a fireman there calling the numbers and stuff. So even though you go and if you don't win, it's kind of nice supporting a local cause like that. So
nothing wrong with that. That's what it's all about.
Happy with me.
Do you guys ever do the pictures for the volunteer fire department where they go out and set up portrait studios inside the fire station and the people come in and buy an 8x10 of their family? You guys ever done that?
They haven't done that, at least that I've seen advertised. The town that we live in is it's essentially built onto another town, and the the town that we're in doesn't have a fire department proper. We share with the neighboring town, so I don't see a lot of that news. But I haven't seen that they do any type of portraits or anything. I know that they do some stuff during the summer, for the whole kid thing, where they get get like petting zoos and stuff like that. They do a bunch of that stuff. Cool. And then I think they do some hay rides or something around Thanksgiving or Halloween. So,
Tim, we have Charlie here. He's new to the stream. Me and Charlie have spoken before, but everybody or Tim, say hello to Charlie. So,
Charlie, nice to meet you.
Joel, my favorite desktop, I'm using Ubuntu Mate. Mate is my current favorite desktop. For me, it's simple and it works. I realize it's somewhat a throwback to the old GNOME 2 look. But I'm not that big into customizations or making it look flashy. I just want it to work and do what I have it to do. So I prefer the Mate desktop.
Mate's a good choice.
It just works, and Ubuntu, and even Linux Mint does it good. That would be my first choice. My second choice might be XFCE or Cinnamon, if I had to switch. So,
Let me recommend MX Linux.
that's on my top 10 list. That might be for a future show, but that's on my top 10 distros for 2018. Yeah, Tim, you came in late, but my number one Linux news item for 2018 had to be the Chromebook adoption of Linux apps. Have you had good luck with those apps running in the Pixelbook?
100%.
Really?
There has not been one single time that an app has rendered itself locked up or frozen.
Wow.
There has not been a time where an app has puked, meaning working fine and then all of a sudden gone.
And that's still a beta, right? That whole process? Isn't it still a beta?
I would call it beta +1.
Okay.
Would be, well, actually no. I would actually, if I was to put Linux verbiage on top of it, I would say that it is release candidate.
Okay, fair enough.
What apps have you ran on?
GIMP, LibreOffice, Scribus. I played around with that.
And they all work, all of them.
Every single one.
Wow.
Not a problem.
Wow, nice.
A couple of solitaire game, the GNOME Solitaire, whatever it is. 3 different terminals, GNOME Terminal, Tilix, and Kate.
Wow, nice.
Simple screen recorder. And what's the camera one?
GUVC?
GUVC.
GovC View, yeah.
Yep, I've ran those, and then, what else?
That says a lot.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does.
Oh, Sweet Home. I farted around with that.
What's that?
Sweet Home is like it's like a interior design type of a package. You can create 4 walls.
Got it.
It's like a home design type of group.
I thought it has something to do about cooking.
No.
Okay. Sweet Home.
I didn't bring my frying pan.
Tim, what are your? Do you have a go? You got the.
I got a drumstick. I can hit myself.
Hey,
we had talked briefly about New Year resolutions or goals. I have to drop some weight. All my pants are tight.
That'll work.
Too much sweet stuff.
Oh,
You need to start drinking diet soda with that whiskey you've been doing.
Well, no more. This is water and lemon juice in here, man.
water and lemon juice.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim, you missed some exciting news.
What's that, Ben?
I'm bringing my mom onto Linux.
Woohoo!
Yes.
This year's goal is the dad.
Yes. The next goal's my dad, but that's for another time.
Now, here's the thing. If we don't see Ben for a while, we know that it didn't quite work out for his parents. Yeah.
So resolutions for me for the New Year's?
Yeah, like have any goals or resolutions since we're starting a new year?
Well, I need to drop weight. That's a given. What was that, hon? I'm not sure what else is beyond that.
Okay. Well, that's a big one.
I mean,
Nothing beats health, really. Yeah.
The thing with me is that New Year's resolutions, they always, and I think all of us guys here can relate to this. The resolutions get brought up on January 31st. January 1st, you beat the crap out of yourself to try to make sure they stick. And then, let's face it. I mean, within reason, we're all human beings. Therefore, we all have varying degrees of dedication and commitment, and more so than anything, maybe obedience would be a good word. Okay. So by like the 5th, sometimes, by the 5th, 6th, 7th of January, it's like,
Okay.
yeah, you forgot about that. But you know what? If I have a resolution, it means every single day I try to become a better person than I was the day before.
Amen.
And I do everything that I can to make sure that every single day I bring value to somebody's life, or I do everything that I can within my power to have them understand that they have value in and of themselves.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
Very
Just to get back on the food thing, because I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I'm sure a lot of people this holiday season got, like solo flex machines and treadmills and weight sets, which is fine. I think it's awesome. But the problem is I'm still seeing a line through the 24-hour McDonald's drive-through.
yeah.
And unless you eliminate that, you can buy all the weight machines. In fact, you'll gain weight. So until you stop the drive-through,
It depends what you buy at the McDonald's. It really does.
You know what? Those Bowflex machines and the weight benches.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an expensive way to buy something to put in your bedroom to hang clothes on when they come out of the dryer.
Yeah,
But that's
you
what I
definitely
was
gotta get
thinking of
something
the other day, and it's like, you know what I do? I walk, I'll jog when I can if it's not cold. I do sit-ups, push-ups, stretches, shadow boxing, kung fu, this and that. And that's how I try to keep it down. But I ate too much this holiday, with the cookies and pizzelles and homemade and cheesecake. I'm like, geez, And the calories overtook my calorie burning.
Yep.
Okay? And no amount of technology, Linux or whatever is going to fix that.
Oh, but an iPhone will. I mean, come on, get an iPhone
Yes.
with the health app. I mean, it'll
Yes,
just
yes, and sure. But see, the iPhone Siri has to be honest and say, "Listen, you fat pig, stop eating." Okay, then you have a chance of losing the weight. All right, well, let's get back to the top news. Well, we were talking about we mentioned phones. Probably the top news for me that I saw was these new foldable phones coming out this year. One from Samsung and a couple from the Chinese. They look slick, but are they going to be reliable? And what kind of a case do you get for that? I saw something today where there's a couple phones coming out where the camera lens on the front, there's like a notch in the top left-hand corner, or it flips up. In other words, you flip it up and the camera pops up, and then, or I'm sorry, slides up and then slides down. So there's more changes and customizations coming to cell phones, but see, that flip phone from Samsung is close to $2,000. That foldable phone. Why is Apple losing money? I think, Tom, you had a show. Who wants to spend $1,400 for a cell phone or higher?
The way that I see it is more people need to look at cell phones the way that I think it's a common sense approach. They're a disposable item at any minute. How many? I don't know how many cell phones I've wrecked. I've taken the boat out and get the boat in the water, go and park the truck in the trailer.
Okay.
And then I go to jump in the boat.
Yeah.
The boat is just deep enough that I walk out into the lake. I've got my cell phone in the pocket of my board shorts.
Yeah.
Boom. Cell phone is junk. And you can bring it home. You can throw it in rice. You can do this and that. You know what? At the end of the day, the piece it's bricked. You got to go and buy a new cell phone. How many times have I dropped one and the screen is done?
I was going to say something along the similar lines. They have built-in designed obsolescence in them anyway. So none of them are designed to last more than 2 years.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Why spend $1,400 on something? Because to me, the more you spend on an item, the more of a commitment you have to that item.
Well, I suppose nowadays it's the nature of technology. It moves so fast. So you buy something latest and greatest today in less than a year. I won't say it's obsolete, but it's just the nature of the way technology works today.
Honestly, now for smartphones, I just buy the used ones. I buy the lowest end that I can get for what I need, because if it breaks, like Tim says, I mean, I'm not out much.
Correct. What would you rather? That's correct, Tom. If you go and you buy what do you spend between $50 and $100 on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you spent say $75, $80 on your phone, and say you get you know, 2 or 3 seasons out of it, the phone costs you $10 a month to own.
Yeah.
You go and you buy the same phone for $1,400. It costs you $180 a month to own the phone. $180 a month.
Steve, welcome by the way.
$180 bucks goes a long ways to like groceries, gas for your car.
$200 for a brand new Motorola, and it has a better battery than the $1,400 iPhone. So Apple,
Yeah, there was Tim Pool did a really good video today, or I saw it today. I'm not sure when exactly he did it. I think it was today, looking at the Apple stuff, and you know, he was talking about, you know, all these people going out and spending all this excessive amount of money for. I think he was talking about MacBooks in college. All these guys are like MacBooks and buying their MacBooks in college, and he's like, yeah, I don't have any debt, but all these guys are complaining about all their debt. And now they want the government to pay off their debt because they spent all their money on MacBooks when they were in school. It's like, what?
Charlie, you said that they're not worth the price, but the Mac products that you have, putting away the issue of the price, do they work as solid as from what I've seen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That Apple hardware is excellent.
Okay.
They've done a really good job. They've perfected it. They haven't really switched it up. They've been building on top of one OS after another. They don't completely they don't come out with something new that they got to fix again.
I see.
They don't do a whole lot.
I thought they've been really declining in quality though lately, from all the things that I've observed.
Oh yeah.
I haven't owned anything as of late, but Charlie, I agree with that statement. They do come out with some hardware that is, to one degree or another, got a little bit of revolutionary quality to it, but all of their hardware that they have right now is evolutionary in it that it's built upon the same stuff that was around 10 years ago when I was a Mac user. You know, there's nothing like earth shattering or cloud opening that they've come up with. They've come up with better displays. You know, the iPhone's gotten better and stuff like that, but there's nothing revolutionary with Apple compared to what I used 10 years ago.
Steve Jobs passed. That's why.
They did. They lost a big visionary piece there.
They did.
Although Apple became the first $1 trillion company in 2018, that's another piece of tech news.
Would have they been able to do it without the iPhone?
I think they did it
without the iPhone.
I think it was because of the high-priced iPhone. Yeah.
There's talk now though that they're going to go the way of Nokia. You know, that they're in decline.
Yes, they are.
You know, this felt because I mean I've been out of the corporate world now for over a year, but you know, Sprint used to pay my monthly bill, so I would buy the phone at a discounted price and get and I would pay almost nothing for the bill or get like a credit for it. But now that I'm out of it, I don't have that need anymore for a high-end phone. I want a phone that works, but you know, it's all about power. If you can't turn on the phone, what good is a $1,000 phone or a $2,000 phone for that matter?
Yeah.
So when I was looking into phones, I was looking for a phone with one of the best batteries on the market that wasn't $1,000. So this Motorola phone is excellent, and now they're coming out with the new one with a 48 megapixel camera, which is awesome. If it really works. I don't know how much that'll run. But Motorola seems to be doing good things at a reasonable, you know, price. This I just go month to month. I don't have a lease or a contract that I'm on AT&T. But yeah, I think the market in general, not just the iPhones, people are probably going to rethink: do I need to get a new phone? You know, so.
Oh, look what I got here. This is a iPhone 5, and I bought this thing 4 years ago, used for $90.
Okay.
Damn.
4 years, and when this thing dies, I am going to seek out an iPhone 6. Maybe I can buy that for $90.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It works. It works. Yeah.
I will not.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
I will not spend $1,000 on a phone. Not I can't see it.
Well, unless the next generation cell phone has a nuclear-powered battery, I would not spend that kind of money. No. Yeah, not going to happen.
I mean, you know.
But it's not just phones, like it's anything. Anything that's portable, it all comes down to power, in my opinion. And battery technology has not progressed that much in the last 20, 25 years. Maybe one day we'll have a big announcement, a new battery, whatever. I don't know.
Well, did I see something today about some kind of solid state battery coming out in 19?
I think there's talk about graphene batteries. I think something like that. But I believe it when I see it.
The weight, I think the weight of a solid state battery would
suck. For all of us.
Go ahead, Ben.
My question is, bringing my mother to Linux. I want to get back to that for a minute. So, I don't know if I should give her
buy her a bottle of wine first, man.
Well, she already seems interested, but I told her I would make a distro of my own to put her on, and I'm like, oh god. I don't know if I really want to go through all that.
No, I just don't reinvent the wheel. You have a lot.
I want to give her. You see, Tom, I want to give her something noob friendly. That's kind of like Windows.
Give it the simplest desktop environment. That's quote old fashioned, like XFCE or Mate, and just go from there. Yeah.
I just want to give her something that I can set up for her to make her really happy and just
XFCE.
Her,
what is she coming from? Is she coming from
Windows 7 environment.
Windows
XFCE.
7. Yeah.
XFCE. Yeah.
Give her Peppermint, MX, or Linux Lite.
I was thinking maybe Ubuntu Mate, but
that'll work. Mate is fine.
That'll work. That will.
That'll work. It has the old GNOME 2 look. Yeah.
What type of computer is it?
It's a HP ProBook 4540S.
How much RAM in it?
8 gigs.
Oh, it'll do anything. It'll do anything.
And it's got Intel. She's not a gamer. She's nothing like that. All she does is check her Facebook, email, stuff like that.
Be fine.
Give her a Ubuntu Mate and set up with the. Is it the Redmond theme that's just like Windows?
A bit like it, yeah.
I would do that. I would give her that, set it up with the Redmond theme, and tell her
there's other themes. And I'll put her updates on the desktop, her Chrome, the whole shebang.
Make sure you go with an LTS to keep it easy to do the up.
I'm going to give her 1804.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I've been using on my other machine. This is 1810. Yeah.
I've been on this stream for 20 minutes, and my browser hasn't puked out. My HP is running fantastically. And you know what I did to solve the problem?
What?
Zorin 12.4.
Zorin of all the distros? Wow! Wow!
That's what I'm running, dude.
One for the Sweden. Are they from Sweden? I think they're from. I can't remember, but nice.
Ireland.
It's very sweet.
Ireland. That's the luck of the Irish lad. Yeah. Nice.
You know what, guys? Just to make her day, I'm going to go downstairs right now, get the HP, and set it up.
Go for it.
Give her a big hug and a kiss.
Yeah, tell her we. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, she's in bed right now, so I'm going to surprise her in the morning.
Now you're thinking, Ben. Now you're thinking. Everybody give her applause for Ben. Yeah.
And then tell her next week we're all coming over for dinner.
Hey Ben, how's that Lenovo treating you?
It's working fine. Actually, Tim, I'm going to show you what I did with it. You're going to be impressed. So my confidence came back. I threw Gen 2 on the thing, and look what it turned into.
Turned into gosh.
Yeah, this is
as long as it works.
Yeah, and I got the terminal transparent. I got all this temperature stuff, everything. And if I even got.
I'm telling you, man, ThinkPads rock. They rock.
This ain't a ThinkPad.
It's not?
This is just a generic Lenovo G.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I bring up my terminal here.
Well, ThinkPads still rock.
Yes, they do. But I got the lovely window going, the whole shebang. All without Compass, just using Kwin. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Benny's confidence is back.
Rita made a comment. I can't repeat it for you, Tim.
I can't imagine what the heck she said.
Where is it?
I never would have. It's there. You'll see it.
I'm gonna go look. Oh my god. He says.
Shh. You can't repeat it.
What changed your buy mom flowers and.
It's the one that says, "Wow, Tim, you got."
Where that?
I never would have guessed that Zorin would have. Hey, I got to give Zorin credit. Yeah.
Yeah. My buddy. Oh.
For some reason, I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's there where it says "Wow" or something.
Oh, Anna Rita.
It's right below Mugen's where he says Ireland. Scroll up a little bit.
Ireland or fake Northern.
No, it's up. It's up. It's up. Yeah, it's way up. Yeah.
My mom Claire's and say, "I love you, Mom," and here, my gift from me to you, Linux.
It's right below Mugen's comment.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not seeing it either.
You gotta change it to live chat.
Yeah, change to live chat. Change it to live chat. Yeah, but it's there. It's there.
I'll just avoid it. It's probably going to be scarring for the rest of my life. I'm just not going to even bother looking at it.
Steve sees it. Yeah.
I'm in live chat. I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm in live chat. I don't see it either.
Really, it's there.
I'm not going to look at it.
Oh, okay.
Anna Rita, go ahead and repost your comment so I can see it.
Yeah, just so we can.
Or why don't you guys just read it? One of the two.
Basically, she says, Tim F is on Zoran. Wow, Tim F, you got cojones.
Cool.
It's Spanish, okay?
Here we go.
That's all I'm going to say on that, yeah. For all Spanish.
You know, here's the thing, right?
What made you pick Zoran out of all
because I have to take the damn frying pan out of the kitchen and hit myself with it every 5 minutes.
I thought you were going to go back to your Chromebook, for Christ's sake, or whatever.
I have been. I've been using that, but when I get on a Linux show, so what am I going to do? I'm going to represent, dude. So
well, Chromebooks are Linux. I mean, yeah.
But the thing is, last time I had issues, and I just said, you know what, the hell with it, and just scrapped everything. I went back to elementary based on 1604, right? Okay, so I thought, you know what, to heck with everything that's out there. I'm just going to go back to a 1604 based distro, but I wanted a GNOME desktop because I happen to be one of the very few. Maybe it's too many fry pan hits to the head, but I like GNOME. So I thought, hey, Zoran, yeah, how about Zoran? Because I've bought the Ultimate Edition multiple times in the past, and I thought maybe I should just grab the Ultimate Edition. Well, then I'm reading they have a new release coming out, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to grab Zoran Core and throw it on and see if it works.
Wow.
And it's been flawless.
Well, we'll give the team credit from Ireland. I never would have guessed. Yeah. Now that's one of my. I like the Zoran Lite for beginners. I've tested it before, but hey, if it works, it works. Use what works. So
yes, exactly.
Let's get back to the 2018 top tech news. We were talking a little bit about Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft kind of laid a few eggs towards the end of last year with all those updates that broke things. Windows 10 is not fun anymore. It's not as fun or as enjoyable as Windows 7. I think they made Windows 10 too complicated.
Yeah,
and it was not necessary.
There's such a bit going off Windows 7 in another year.
And I keep Windows 10 as my backup OS. In case something happens in Linux I can't fix or don't want to solve a puzzle, I'll boot it to Windows 10. But that I don't think that happened last year. If it did, I can't remember.
I think Linux is just getting so stable, and you're on Ubuntu Mate, so I don't think you're going to have any issues at all. So.
You know, I mean, I don't need Photoshop, or Charlie mentioned other, things, pieces of specific software, which I understand if you got to use that, but I don't need that.
This is the funny thing. I wouldn't even know where to start doing video editing on Windows or Mac.
Yeah. And guys, for me, now that I have the the Proton database of things that how to get them working, I don't have to worry about Windows as much anymore. After the stream tonight, or probably during the stream, I'm going to trash the trash. I'm going to trash the the Windows 10.
Don't trash the candy bar, man.
No, I'm not going to trash the candy bar. I'm just I'm going to take the gun to the Windows 10 on this computer on my main tower and say F you to Windows and go right down and set it right down the toilet.
I would not do that.
Ben, you're making me get my fry pan, dude.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why shouldn't I do that?
Because in 2 weeks you're going to be coming back to us.
Yes.
I'm fed up.
Don't do that.
I'll just dual boot.
Just keep it as a backup. That's what I do. Just in case.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it as a backup and dual boot. That's probably the safer route.
Charlie, what's the flagship video editor for Apple? Is it Final Cut?
Yeah.
Right? I think it is. Okay. All right. I think for Windows, although Kden Live seems to work, I mean, it's beta for Windows, but I would probably pick either Cyber Director I've used, and maybe the one by Sony was a Sony Vega. But Cyber Director I found to be somewhat user-friendly, as far as Windows goes. But like I said, right now, because everything with Kden Live, it seems to be stable enough. And my Ubuntu Mate 1810, and I use either OBS or Simple Screen Recorder to record. And for the stream, Google Hangouts. I don't need special software.
Hey, Toss, that when you're using KDN Live and you're rendering a video on Linux, is that something you do on Linux? You render videos with KDN Live?
Yeah, in other words, right, if I'm like editing or, cutting and chopping up, I only use Kden because the rest of the video editors I've tried, they're awful, in my opinion. Kden Live is the only stable enough video editing piece of software that gets the job done. Now, because of my machine is somewhat outdated, it takes too long. Like I did, well, the other day, was it last week? I did I had a 25-minute, I did a best of, kind of like an MP3 format upload I did, and putting it all together took me 3 hours just to copy and paste and chop 25 minutes worth of audio, But that being said, Kden Live is superb for what it does, and I don't know everything it does, but it does enough for me to edit, fade in and out, transitions, cuts like that. But as far as Linux, Kden Live is the flagship video editor for Linux. Nothing else comes close, in my opinion.
A couple years ago, running KDN Live, and it's been a couple years since I've used it. So
yeah,
the problem I had with it was it had a memory leak, and I would render a video, and I've always ran anywhere from 8 to 16 gigs of RAM. RAM usage would slowly climb. And it would just max out on the machine, and then I froze up. And it did that on several different machines as well.
Okay.
The RAMs.
I think I know what you mean.
Do you by chance remember what version it was?
Oh, it's been a couple years ago, so whatever it was.
Okay.
Well, now it's a version 18, and it's a snap package. And I render it with 6 gigs of RAM. It's a little slow, but I mean, once I hit render, it doesn't crash. It takes its time, but it does render it into 1080p, but it's a snap package, at least for Ubuntu based, But no, it works. Try the snap package if you're running Ubuntu based, and you are. Try it. I mean, it does get the job done. Yeah.
I like OpenShot. They've done a good job with their.
Could not get that thing to work. It seems to freeze up, and I just gave up on all of them except Kden Live. Yeah.
I reached out to the developer on OpenShot through his Facebook group, and I sent him screenshots of what I had going on. And he said there is a bug in OpenShot. And the way to get around that bug is you absolutely, when you first fire it up, set your profile that you're going to want to use for almost all your stuff, close out OpenShot, and then restart it, and you're good to go.
Interesting.
So if you're going to 1080p, make that your default, close the app, and it's good. And it has worked for me. I like it.
Nice tip. I'll stick with Kden Live because it just works. It just works. Yeah.
I've been with OpenShot because KDN Live was failing me so bad that I never went back.
Okay. Yeah, there was a couple years ago, the version of Kden Live was so bad it just wouldn't work. And so I don't use the flat packs. I personally found issues on the flat packs every time I tried to use it, so I just run the stable. I have a stable repo for it. So I use that, but no, ever since you have the more recent version, it will work flawlessly for you.
It's good. I really can't complain.
That KDN Live, that thing will do green screen and everything. It will. Yeah. Wasn't it Jeff Linux Turner who was doing the first green screens with KDN Live?
May have been.
I think it was.
I haven't because I don't have a 4K camera. I haven't tested it for 4K capability. Of course, you need a very high-end machine for that.
It should work. Fast Gadgets does 4K.
Okay. Anna Rita, by the way, the new person is Charlie. So Anna Rita, say hello to Charlie. Yeah. Speaking of 4K, that was other big tech news, I saw a lot more YouTubers incorporating 4K uploads into their channel. The prices of those cameras have come down. It looks sharp. I will say that. Right, unless you have high-end equipment, you'll probably never see that 4K, true 4K. But, I mean, you need a high-end machine, 32 gigs and a Star Trek computer, you know, I mean. But if you have the equipment, it looks great with a 4K monitor. But I don't think that's I mean, here we're streaming in 720p, and it's quite sufficient, in my opinion, you know. But for most people, 720 or 1080p really looks fine in mine. Now, if you're going to do, like, if I was recording live on location, probably 4K is the way to go, you know, to capture the sky and the sun and the trees and all that. But, you know, inside an office like that, I don't need 4K, you know. But outside, live on location, or just on location, sure, I could see where that could come in handy with the high-end camera. But the prices of 4K cameras, even decent ones, have gotten below $1,000. That's not bad nowadays, you know. But you need the equipment to match, you know. But 4K was the other big tech news, yeah.
You've done your driving deals with where's that camera that you've got on that one that you've used, Carmine? That little camera you've used when you've been in your car?
Oh, that's they don't make it. That's a flip cam. They call it a flip cam.
But
that's 1080p.
Yeah, and it works great.
It does. That's a 1080p. I hook it up to a mount on the windshield when I haven't done the vlogs in a while. But it's a flip cam.
The iPhone SE, the rear-facing camera is actually 4K.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of the high-end, even the high-end Android phones are also 4K capable. But then again, unless you got the machine that can edit, because if you have like if I was going to edit 4K in this machine, I could go on vacation to Sicily for 2 weeks, come back, and it'd still be rendering, you know. But hi, Dan. Dan, I think we could squeeze you in if you want to join. Let's send Dan an invite.
Ben disappeared. He's off building a flux.
He's going to do something for his mom. Good for you. I know. Yeah.
His mom's going to wake up in the morning. She's going to go.
What is this? I want to kill him.
Wake up in the morning and in 18th century England.
I know. She's going to wake up.
She's going to turn the light on in the kitchen, and you're going to hear this.
I know. She's going to say, "Who did this? Was it that freaking Toss? I'm going to kill him." No, but
you know, I get people still call and want me to install to fix their computer per se. They'll want to bring it to me and install Linux because they've heard some are Windows, and you know I don't even do it no more. Here's the problem with doing that for somebody is once you do it, and especially family, you own it. It is your problem.
Be prepared before, right? Yep. All right. Before I continue, how about them Cowboys? They beat the Seahawks. They continue. So if you have any Cowboys.
Did you see that injury, Toss?
It was gruesome. But yeah, the Cowboys lost a young rookie, I think, receiver. It was bad. He broke his foot or his ankle. Yeah, they showed it in slow motion, and they did not replay it. So kudos to the network. It was bad, but they won. So Alan Hearns, he's not going to watch this, but Alan, I hope you're going to be okay. So, but they won. So there you go. But yeah, I was watching part of the Cowboys game for a little bit. Then I just caught the score on my.
It wasn't as bad as Theismann.
No.
Father.
No, it's just one of those one in a million. One in a million. You know the guys fall a certain way. I mean that's the nature of the sport. I mean it wasn't a vicious sitter or Ely. It just happened, you know. Yep. And it was classy when he was down for like 15-20 minutes waiting for the stretcher. The Seattle team came over, giving him kudos. So good for Seattle. That's class. And Arita says, Tim, are you holding a knife there?
No, it's a drumstick.
Yeah,
meat cleaver.
I didn't have a frying pan, so I'm hitting myself with this.
If we have anybody new watching the stream, please do stop and say hello. The stream was designed by a newbie years ago, and it's obviously it's much more than for newbies. But if you're new and have a question or want to try Linux and you have nowhere or don't know where to start, no question is dumb. Please do stop by and say hello. That's what we are here for. You know, we have lots of good Linux channels now versus, say, 9 years ago when I started. 9 years ago, there was no Toss Today, there was no Switch to Linux, there was no Biddle, there was none of that, you know. So if you are new watching this, there are a lot of great channels on YouTube to help you get started, you know, and there's a lot of nice Linux distros that keeps getting better and better, you know.
A lot of good community, a lot better of communities now too.
It all comes down, yeah, I mean, I guess back then, and maybe even today, you know, some newbies, horrible Linux communities, and maybe they do still exist. I didn't come across it personally, but
they're still around. They show up on my comments every now and again.
Do they? Okay.
I have to delete some Arch user comments on my forums, on my comments every now and again, because they come in and it's like, dude, shut up.
Okay. Well, speaking of community, and by the way, does somebody else want to chime in on one of the best or some of the top tech news for 2018? What did we talk about last? Okay, we mentioned Microsoft and screwing up Windows 10, but it was a good year for Linux and Chromebooks.
You know, for me, maybe not so much hardline tech related, but the advancements in electric cars. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about Tesla. A lot of automakers, and it's not. I'm a motorhead. I'm a petrol head from the word go. I support big engines that make a heck of a lot of noise. Mm-hmm. But let's face it, I mean, the progression of the way things are going, hopefully it doesn't happen in my life, and hopefully there's somebody that's going to continue long after I'm gone with the vehicles that I've grown up with, and there's appreciation for those. But the everyday car that maybe my grandchildren are going to be driving is going to have a battery in it. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's
the future. Father Sayer, the tech-related Patreon purge and MasterCard massacre. Can you elaborate? What do you mean by Patreon purge?
Okay, yeah, this is kind of crazy. Hold on, let me drop in this file here.
Yeah, what do you mean by the purge?
Okay, so there was a major controversy, and it's causing a ton of people to go, like my Patreon income cut off 25%. Now, fortunately, I have an alternative system, so a number of those jumped off of Patreon and went to my personal one. So what happened is Patreon banned Sargon of Akkad for apparently no good reason. And then they came down and started to ban other people, mostly in the conservative view. And then they started reaching out to other people discussing Sargon's case, but never really responded to him. And then now the roaming world is that MasterCard is kind of hanging the puppet strings of PayPal and Patreon and all these things, causing them to ban certain people for whatever reason. And it's kind of causing this major deplatforming.
I see.
So the number 13 guy on Patreon is Ed Harris, I think, who's huge. Just deleted his account, just said, nope, I'm done. And then a lot of other really high-level guys are going. Jordan Peterson's leaving. Mark Rubin is leaving. And they're bringing a lot of people with it. So Patreon, we're going to see, is going to completely collapse if they're not very careful. Now, they have a lot of funding from big companies, but it may not survive if they continue to lose all their user base.
No, you know what, Tom? There's a caveat to that. The one I had seen some stuff regarding that, and this was a comment on one of the stories that I had read. Somebody made a comment to a degree that Patreon will never go away because of all of the adult channels that are on Patreon. That they can survive doing nothing else than having the questionable content.
Possibly, however, technically that stuff is a violation of their terms. And so if push comes to shove and they're forced to kick those guys off, and they will.
Yep. Then yes.
Then yeah, I think it would.
I mean,
you're right. I mean, this is big, and a lot of people are jumping off of Patreon.
That's unfortunate, but I do know there are several channels that I follow, and I won't mention names. If it wasn't for Patreon, they would not exist.
Which is very sad.
And I get it. I mean, AdSense isn't enough. I mean, this tonight's show is really sponsored more by the PayPal supporters more than Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So thank all of you who support me on PayPal. But I went back to Patreon for the third time because I was asked to. And the community said, just don't make it a paywall, and I don't. So they have a choice. I don't really, you know what, whatever works. I mean, that Patreon thing is unfortunate. But I went back simply because I was asked to. So it's there. But if I was going to start a TOS Patreon thing, I would have simple rules. Don't trash talk anybody. Be civil. And what can you add to the community of humanity? An example would be, okay, like if you're a liberal, don't say that conservative sucks or vice versa. You know, don't use bad words. Don't demean humanity.
Keep your clothes on.
Keep your clothes. Simple rules. Now, if that's a social justice warrior, we'll deal with it, you know? But that's how I would...
because that's logical. Yeah. What you said is logical and rational.
Okay.
SJW isn't logical and rational.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I just started setting up a Patreon page.
Yeah.
The other day because everybody's kind of been asking me, you know, I don't think I'm ready yet. But
it's hard because I feel like I should be doing more and I don't have time. Well, but then people say just keep doing what you're doing, man. So that's why I'm here.
What you can do, and what a lot of people are starting to do, is create a simple web page, which you could probably do on some other free service or whatever, and create a simple web page and put a link to a. You can do what is called PayPal subscription button, where every single month it's going to do.
I do have that, with PayPal,
So that's really where a lot of people are moving towards, and just make sure people are aware.
And that works like Patreon with every month. And I meant to say thank you to Ben because he does that. So and that works. I think that's simpler than Patreon because there's nothing controversial or political or religious about PayPal.
Except the fact that PayPal is possibly one of the people holding the puppet strings behind the scenes. So when they decide to deplatform someone, now you have some other issues.
Okay.
Because ultimately it's going up. And that's why this controversy is centering on MasterCard right now, which is kind of an interesting name. The MasterCard is coming in.
The Master. Feel the power of the dark side.
And so really. There was actually a very fascinating video I watched today. See if I can find it, which actually goes into this very well. Okay, actually, this was another one from Tim Pool. I thought this was very well done.
Okay.
Patreon and the rise of economic censorship. That is a video you guys should watch. It is very good.
You know, if I wish I could get corporate sponsorship. Now, I know that can be another headache, but as long as it's products I use like Coca-Cola, you know, Gatorade, ThinkPads, you know, Motorola. As long as it's stuff I use, I don't have a problem, you know, because at least I use it, so it's not fake news. I'm actually using it, you know. But try to get those sponsorships is really tough, you know. But that's the best way in the long run, because if it's product that you use, then nobody can quote ban you, as it were, because you're using the products for a reason, you know. You know, it was funny. A week before the end of last year, I had a winning lottery ticket. It was my third one for $2. I'm like, really? It's almost like, you know, you're in the desert, you're thirsty, and someone gives you water just to sip. Okay, you're done. Goodbye. You know, I'm like, you know. But anyway, okay, I'm looking at the comments here. All right. Well, any other big tech news that I missed for last year? We mentioned Linux, Windows, Apple, trillion.
COC.
Ah, okay. I don't know. Linus Torvalds left and came back. You know,
it's been talked to death already.
Which one, Vince?
The Linus and the COC.
Yeah. The COC.
Hey, that's my shirt right here. RMRF, contribute code of conduct.
Well, you know what? He left. He came back in less than 2 months, and he actually agreed that he was, shall we say, overly colorful, zealous language in his emails. He admitted he was wrong. He needed to tone it down. And I looked at his look. If he sent one email with expletives as a joke, but it was a pattern, and he realized it's not good, you know. And he realized he was wrong. So he came back a humbled man, as it were, you know. But I think that was overblown in terms of that situation with him. Because he realized he needed to cool it, you know.
And the people were doomsaying, but the 4.2 kernel got released around Christmas, and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, but there were good distros released, both Ubuntu 18.04 and 18.10. I'm running 18.10 Mate, Linux Mint, MX, and all that. So it was a good year for specific Linux distributions. You know, of course, Chromebooks and the integration of Linux apps. That gets us closer and closer to a national Linux machine. And you know what? Google or Amazon, whoever has the resources, they are missing the boat, because people like myself who want to like Windows 10 but more and more don't, would love to go 100% Linux if I could. But until we have a national quality standard, it's impossible, at least for me. So Windows 10 is my backup.
Google's going to do it, and if they don't do it, if they don't do it in 2019 with this whole integration of Linux apps, my guess would be in 2020. And you know, surprisingly, one of the things I didn't know when the elections happened this past November in the state of Minnesota, every school, and this is like third-hand information, but it's reliable, so I'm going to repeat it. Every school that asked for referendum money in the state of Minnesota, statewide, every single school referendum had money allotted for purchase of Chromebooks. Not Apple products, Chromebooks.
Wow. They just work. They just work.
Very surprised.
From what I've seen, they just work, and they're reliable. Charlie, the Mac machines that you've had, do they last, as people say, for years until it's time to get another? They just keep on going?
Yeah, they really do. Apple hardware is really good.
Okay.
They do last.
A friend of mine
about being
Okay.
Oh, well, Apple hardware is good, and they are built to last, and they do last a long time. Almost all of my machines that I passed on down to my kids, they're still running just fine.
Okay.
You said something about having a national Linux release. When you talk about the apps now running on Chromebook, and I keep thinking about the iPad Pro for this year. Okay, Adobe is pushing this, is going to push the sales of that, because now Photoshop runs on iPad, and it's not a watered down, it's a full version. That is going to push iPad to the next level. It really is. So, software developer could do that for like us, Linux. You know, imagine the push a software developer could do for us.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Adobe did a call out for kind of like a vote or a comment on what about porting it to Linux recently. I could be completely wrong about that, and I think that part of it, I mean, some of it is so many people that use Linux like us, we're so geared towards open source. Like, I personally, if Adobe came to Linux and I can buy it, I probably might. But if it's this subscription nonsense, no. You have another thing coming. Because a lot of people that use Linux want to use free and open source software. Some of us will take something that is closed source, proprietary, and paid if it does the job well, but not if it's a subscription model. That's just ridiculous. You know, there's other software that can replace Adobe on Linux. So
what's that?
For like which package?
What I mean, what's the replacement? Do you think for Photoshop?
GIMP and Krita, both of them. I mean, I'm proficient in both. I'm proficient in GIMP. I'm proficient in Photoshop. Both of them have advantages. Both of them have drawbacks. But I don't see any. There's nothing when I'm on a Linux computer using GIMP. There's nothing that I say, oh, I need to put this over to Photoshop because I can't do this. It's absolutely amazing, especially with 210.
I haven't used Photoshop. I mess with GIMP here and there to make some of the logos. And by the way, they took away that option in the latest GIMP.
Which one?
That's why Linux sometimes you just suck. You know.
Which did they take
GIMP,
out?
There was an option where you go to File, scroll down, Create Logo. That the option is gone. Now I fixed it. I had to hack it as it were, but come on, really? You know, this is why sometimes Linux just want to pull my hair out. What's left of it.
I'm finding GIMP 210 is not nearly as good as initially we all thought it was.
Okay.
I
got it working, but
yeah, I threw GIMP 210 on this computer because I was working on a book cover on the other computer which runs 210, and 210 files are not back compatible with 2.8. So I put 210 over here so I could get the file working, and then I was like, oh, I'll just stick with that for a while. I found out things like you can't bevel a text layer anymore.
Okay.
Which is what I use on every thumbnail. So I said, that's good. I rolled back.
Yeah, I don't use GIMP as much as just occasionally here and there. But
however, Krita, there is only one functionality that made me go to GIMP rather than Krita, and that was the text layering. And they said that was their #1 priority, and that was over 18 months ago. I would be very surprised if that's not fixed. So this year I might switch to Krita.
Okay. All right. I mean, I could have went back to the previous GIMP, I suppose, but anyway, I got it working the way I wanted to, so I'm happy. But there was no reason for it, you know. The one last thing I wanted to talk about as far as Linux goes, there was an article in Ars Technica, and apparently, according to this gentleman, he says that Elementary OS is the Linux world's best hope for the mainstream.
I saw that article.
A lockdown system? Really? Nothing taking away from Elementary. It looks sharp, but no.
That guy's such a shill. Someone paid him to do that article.
I don't know, but as I said, I don't think so. Not to take away anything from the work Elementary the devs have done, because it does look sharp, but no, not for our mainstream. No, you got to, yeah.
But I mean, come on. To be fair, and yeah, I know everybody's attitudes with Elementary, and I share them. You know, I get it. But Windows machines are a machine where you just turn it on and it works.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's all there is to it. You turn it on. It works. You get your job done. You shut it off, and you know that the next time you go back to do the same thing, it's going to be just
same thing with your Chromebook, or same thing with the Apple, right?
And you know what? To be fair, if you're not a tinkerer, if you're not trying to split atoms, or you're not like a Ben trying to build a flux capacitor, Elementary would not be a good solid representation of what a good solid, mainstream Linux distribution would be.
Yeah.
You know, and I use Elementary in the past. I liked it, but it was a pain in the butt. I installed Zorin on this machine, and I had it up and running with a few apps that I use, and it was great within about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes.
Nice.
Elementary, you install Elementary, and for me to be able to do everything that I want to do, I have to invest that extra 20 minutes or half hour into unlocking it, or really not unlocking it, adding the features that allow it to be added to be able to get it to do the right thing. So
there is one other thing I'd say about Elementary that they do well, and that is with their app store, how they make it really easy to contribute to developers. I think and make it front and center. I think that's a really good thing. I don't think much to do for the work that they do.
Well, I mean, like I said, as far as 2018, I think Linux specific Linux desktops keep getting better and better. Distributions like Mint, Ubuntu. I still think the whole universe of the Linux desktop is unstable. There's just too many variables, too many things that go wrong. But if you narrow it down to your Ubuntu Mates, your Linux Mint, your Zorins, your MX17, now we're getting to that stable environment. But the Linux world, the Linux desktop world as a whole universe is a freaking mess when you think about it. I mean, you go to DistroWatch and there's 100 listed, but then you count all the forks and it's close to 1,000, I think. I mean, really? You know, that's for the tinkerer. There's no question. But when you narrow it down to your Linux Mint, Ubuntu, MX, and all that, now you're getting to the quality standard of a Linux, a national Linux desktop, and I think Google has it right with the Chromebooks, at least from what I've read. You know, Charlie, with Apple, is the price the only drawback that you see, for the Macs and iPads?
No, for the Macs, the biggest drawback for like me is once it breaks or I have a problem with it, I can't fix that.
Okay.
I can't upgrade it. All the RAM is soldered, and I guess the hard drives are even the SSDs are
Wow.
soldered to the boards now. I mean, they just lock that thing down.
Okay.
iFixit is a nice like a website
Mhm.
that shows you how to break stuff down. And
Okay. All right.
if you watch some of those videos, well, that's not. I'm not going to get involved in that.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Most people can't. So,
Okay. But they don't break that often, I will guess. Okay.
Right.
All right. I got a friend of mine. She travels back and forth to Austria, and she's strictly Apple, iPhone, iPad, MacBook, and it just works for her. And I understand. She doesn't want to switch. She syncs everything together. She's used to it. I completely get it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, why do you want to switch from something that works? You know, it's not cheap for her, but she's retired, worked for the government, for the UN. So, but a situation like that where she's not a YouTuber or a techie, she just wants something that works and everything blends together, and I completely get it. She had an issue last winter. One of her computers was acting wrong. That she bought it new, and I told her it's probably the hard drive. And she called Apple. She dropped it off at a store in Pittsburgh. Sure enough, it was the hard drive. She got it back in 2 days. Now that's service. Of course, you pay for that, And nowadays, in general, nothing beats good service. You just cannot find a substitute for that. You just got to pay for it. So as far as Apple goes, I'll give them credit for the good service. All right. Anything else to move before we move on to my next topic? For the best tech news for 2018.
Ben hasn't gotten back on yet.
Uh-oh.
He's probably getting ready.
I know, really.
He's just got struck by lightning, and he's in 1800, and he doesn't have any more fuel.
Yep.
Right.
And he's got that stupid orange vest on too.
Charlie, how often do you use Linux next to Apple to Apple stuff?
Well, that would probably be 125% because me personally, I gave all my my Macs over to my kids, and
okay,
none of my kids are home anymore. They're all gone now.
Okay, all right.
So I don't ever use them.
Okay.
I use my Linux box, and this over here is Windows 10.
Got it.
So Linux over Apple all the time, all on stuff.
If I was going to get an Apple computer, I would probably get a refurbished one at a fairly decent price, just to have the Apple viewers or potential Apple viewers come in to give my honest, New York opinion of the Apple stuff and how it works. But I would consider just like I bought the refurbished iPad Mini that worked until this year. I can't really use it the way I wanted to. I mean, it's outdated, But I wouldn't mind getting another refurbished Apple product just to try it out to see what the fuss is all about, as it were, All right, let's go to my next topic here. Again, if we have anybody new watching this and you want to say hello, please do. Okay. On my channel last year, we did I lost count how many live streams that we did. I did one live stream for 6 hours. I don't think I'll do that again, even though it was fun. But we did a lot of live shows, and I think I narrowed it down to the top 3 live streams that we did as a community. But I mean, there were a lot of good ones. Me and Switch started our Life in Linux shows when we have time to get our schedules to mesh. But I think one of the best ones that we did was preventing cyberbullying. I think was awesome. I think we could all probably relate. I related some of my life experiences as a kid in New York and cyberbullying. I think that was one of the best streams that we did. Another best one, comical, weird, was Smart Clothes.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it's coming now. In fact, speaking of Smart, Apple just patented a Smart Clothes item, a glove or something. So whether you like it or not, Smart Clothes are coming. Telemetry is coming. They're going to take it, and if Fruit of the Loom wants to make a smart Fruit of the Loom, I'll be happy to send them all the telemetry I can.
Did you cover the tracking clothing that's being used in China now when you did that show?
If I did, I don't remember.
That was creepy. Yeah. So the uniforms in Chinese schools, I don't know if it's all Chinese schools or one particular one, they have RFID chips in the shoulders, and they're combined with facial recognition, so they can track kids every point throughout the school and everything. And so they're doing all that, and that's kind of creepy.
It's creepy. I did see what they're going to do. China's doing some kind of social ranking system for its citizens. I saw that, and that's
yeah. I think Vince knows a lot about that. Vince, you want to enlighten us on some of that?
Oh well, I think I saw the article on the smart clothes as well in the school.
Yeah.
They're even to the point where you don't even need to have any roll calls anymore. So as soon as the kids walk into the school, their name gets ticked off their roll. And if they ever leave school before it's time to leave school, their parents get a text, and the school gets a text or a notification that they're truanting. And along with the what's it, the social what is it called again, the social credit score.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
I think that's really creepy. I mean, you can there are things that there are supposed to be some positives that can come out of it. So if you have a really high social credit score, you can get loans easier, you can get mortgages easier because you're supposed to be more trustworthy. But if you don't have a low one, you're not even employable. That's just crazy.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
And just jaywalking could lower your score. There was an interesting experiment that a journalist from Australia did when he went over there. He tried to cross the road, and there was a big screen on the other side, basically with his face on it, and there was a voice on loudspeaker saying, "You are attempting to jaywalk."
Ooh. Oh wow.
Vince, I've never asked this before. Are you originally from China?
So yeah, I'm from Chinese background, but I was born in Australia. So
okay, cool.
I still have got family over there, and I visit. And I was making some comments on Switch to Linux stream, and I was worried that the Chinese are going to see it and not let me back into the country again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry if that happened.
I'll let you know.
Let me know. I'll hide the video from here.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay. Let's see.
Linux user 608 had a quick question for Charlie. Charlie, somebody asked in the chat how you got the dock on Windows 10.
The dock on Windows 10.
Yeah, I think you have that monitor to your right. Does that run Windows 10?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a dock on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just your.
That's panel. That's just
your panel. Okay.
That's just the panel.
It's got crazy amounts of pinned apps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I pin apps. That's probably
okay.
what you're thinking. I don't run them on my desktop.
Okay.
I pin them to the bar here, the bottom here. Right.
Gotcha.
Who has a TV in the background? It's starting to drive me nuts. Yeah. I'm hearing the TV or radio, and yeah. Sorry about that. But
kind of drowns out my gas. I ain't complaining. Oh wait, did I just say that out loud? Oh crap, my mic wasn't muted.
Was it you, Tim, that found those smart underpants that with the
for Toss? Yeah.
Yeah, the one that makes you smell better.
Yeah, it's got a little pouch in the back to put a tree air freshener from a car.
Smart clothes, here we come.
I don't want my clothes to be that smart.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's move on. I got to segue to my #1 video on my channel. Thanks, Tim. But I would have to say, looking back at all the live shows that we did, and I think it's a testament to the community of what we have here, something special. But that August 3rd one we did, that was a surprise, and I didn't know how the community would accept that show. But the one we did with Stephanie Forian, a friend of mine, she's an independent singer-songwriter from Boston. She works in Germany. She was gracious enough and brave enough to be my guest for that 3-hour show, and it went better than I thought. Music can be rather subjective, as it were, and I think everybody liked it, and I don't think people were just being nice, as it were. So if I had to pick the best live show that we did, it was probably that one, because that show had very little to do with Linux. If it had, except for Google Hangouts, it had very little to do with technology. I mean, it had more to do with people, with the community, with the sense of family, And in the end, I suppose that's what matters. So Stephanie, if you ever watch this, I think you're back in Germany. Come back and do another show for us if you can. Yeah, StephanieForian.com. She was home for the holidays. We had tentatively planned another show, surprise, but couldn't get our schedules to match. I think she's back overseas in Germany. And she's a strictly Mac user because she uses specific software to record music, Charlie. She uses a DAW, DAW, Digital Audio Workstation, I think they call it for Apple. And specific microphones, expensive Aston Martin. It sounds like the car, but Aston micro and all that. I don't quite understand it. But she tried. She had to dump Windows. She couldn't. She found that for her work to be unstable. And she found Apple specific software for Apple works best for her. Anyway, that was my #1 show because everybody just had a good time. There was no, my technology is better than yours. There was no politics, nothing. It was just a good time, good music, a few laughs, quite a few laughs. But yeah.
My #1 video is actually and has to do with Apple, and that's how to install Windows 10 in VirtualBox in full screen resolution.
Well, there you go.
On the Apple. On the iMac, and that's my #1 video. I don't know, 300,000 or 400,000 views. So.
Well, sometimes you hit that certain niche. My top video last year was something on Makula Linux, some obscure name, and I'm like, really? Makulu. I was grateful, but yeah, Makulu Linux. Yep. So you just never know,
That's the guy who smokes a lot during his videos, ain't it?
Makulu Linux? I don't know.
Yeah, when he does the reviews of his own videos.
Oh.
Like he chain smokes or something through them. You can hear him lighting.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so there you go. You just never know. So Stephanie, thank you, and we'll love to have you back for another show. So, all right. I don't think I missed any questions here in the comments. We'll go to some nonsense stuff here in a second. Again, if there's anybody new out there and you want to say hello, please do. Okay, we won't make fun of you. Not tonight, anyway. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Anybody want to add any techie stuff before we move on to some nonsense stuff?
Oh, but I got the nonsense news for you.
All right, let me move on here.
I apologize if you heard a TV in the background. That was me. I took care of it.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Very good.
Glad you're back, Ricky, because I'm going to bring up your news article.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right, well, I have a couple I need to get out of the way. This is for Sleepy in Australia. I came across this, and the headline... it says, what's that beep? Okay.
Oh, my tea.
Okay. Sleepy. This is the headline. Australian twin sisters claim they both intend to get pregnant by the same very happy boyfriend. And just for the record, it's not me. No. So apparently, this is legal over there. If they marry is this for real? Evidently it is.
What's to stop them? Is it just me? I don't get.
Well, is it to get pregnant by, or is it to marry? Because in the United States, of course, we have marriage laws.
Yeah.
But hey, people
can get pregnant by anyone.
Exchange parts all over the place. So
they're planning to marry the same person. It claims.
Oh, okay. So it's polygamy or diogamy.
That's different.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not legal as far as I know.
I don't think so.
What man in his right mind would want more than one wife?
That's right.
It's like distro hopping, but your wife hop. Oh, never mind.
Holy crap!
And twins as well, so you've got double the same trouble.
Yeah, really, double trouble.
Another car to take care of, double the credit card bills.
But according to the girls, he's very happy. Yeah, for now. Let's move along. This is from North Carolina. This cracked me up more. Anyway, let me get to the story here. And you can see where this is going to. Cops say A would-be kidnapper chased a woman into a karate studio. He left on a stretcher. All right. I got a personal thing to say about this, but before I forget, guys, if you're chasing a woman and she runs into a martial arts studio for help, you probably don't want to go in there. But I'm laughing because I studied martial arts over 10 years, and there's a certain like brotherhood, family camaraderie with that. Don't do it. If you have a residue of intelligence and you're chasing a woman, even if it's not the kid, and she says no, and she runs into a karate studio for help, I guess the black belt asked the guy, "Can I help you?" And he says, "I'm for her." She says, "No, he's not." And the black belt, "Would you please leave?" He did not. And the black belt took appropriate measures. The guy left on a stretcher. So there you go.
No, that guy didn't just run into a can of whoop butt. He ran into a whole 6-pack of it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but yeah, like I said, there is a certain, like a brotherhood family, and it's anyway, he may have learned his lesson. So to the family of black belts in North Carolina, thumbs up for you. Mm-hmm. Did you say you had something, Switch?
Yep, he does.
Ricky, you're blushing.
Okay.
I am?
Look at that. He had to get up and run in the bathroom and check his face.
Yeah, basically, Switch has a news article from Florida.
Yeah, for you. All right. So this article in Florida, apparently they've been having a problem with this, but wild monkeys with killer herpes are on the loose in Florida right now.
Oh wow!
And they can this is like a herpes that infects them like HPV 1 and 2 affects us, only it kills us. And they can pass it by flinging poo, and it's become a really big problem in Florida that this monkey population is like doubling year after year, and now all of these monkeys are inhabiting Central Florida with killer herpes, and it's causing a little bit of an issue.
You know what? I have to say this. Minnesota, we live in a frozen tundra.
Yes.
About 7 months out of the year, but the one thing we don't have is herpes infected killer
flying
monkeys.
Flying squirrels, whatever. Yeah.
Flinging poo at you.
That's right.
What a crappy story. Let me tell you.
Did it say, Tom, how many monkeys there were exactly?
Somewhere to the effect of 400.
400 freaking poo.
Maybe it was 200 and expected to be 400. I forget. It's.
You know what? You got a problem if you have more than one, and one is a problem in and of itself.
Yeah. So, do you guys know what you get if you take a monkey and you put it in a blender and you turn it on?
What?
You get Reese's Pieces.
Okay. Let's see. What else do I have? Wow. Here's something. Police panic. Where's Joe tonight? He used to be a former police officer. Police panic when squirrel invades station. Now, what if those officers have to go to court? Your Honor, we had a hard time defending the station. Oh, was there a bunch of criminals with AK-47s? No, it was a squirrel. Excuse me. Yeah, they panicked in Illinois. Steve, you're neck of the woods, I think. So, panicked. Oh, officers, not just one police, but a bunch of them. Panicked officers attempting to stop a squirrel from invading their station. Okay, let's move along. What else? The police. Oh, this is also in Florida. Florida police wrangle runaway pig.
Well, I guess they got the pork early.
Yes, they did. But a bowl.
What is up with your state, man?
The pig is trying to get away from the freaking monkeys.
I guess so.
I'm wondering which one's going to come first, the monkeys or the pig?
Is this story about the monkeys true? Honestly.
Yes. Yeah. It was. I mean, it's.
Are they in the Everglades?
What's that?
Are they like in the
No,
Everglades?
it's,
Or-
what's the Ricky? What's the national? There's a national forest in the middle of the state. What is it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So it goes back to around the turn of the century, like 1900s. There's an island on a lake in the middle of a national forest in Florida, and some people brought in monkeys and released them on the island for tourism, to make the tourists happy. And the problem is that the monkeys are very good swimmers, and so they escaped the little island in the middle of the lake, and then they've been breeding all over the national park down there. So it has become a state health crisis. They've actually been reporting on it for a while. It's just the latest numbers came in, and they're like, this population's getting really big.
You know, I lived in Florida almost 10 years. What a beautiful state, I must say. You know,
except for the monkeys.
Except for the monkeys. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, for a guy who was freaked out as a little kid with the flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz, they were scary as hell to me. As all get out. The scariest thing I'd ever seen up until that point in my life were those flying apes. I'm going to have to say this. Ricky, I will never be visiting you, buddy.
Didn't the Florida's government system, didn't they say anything about dealing with the monkey problem?
I don't recall seeing that in the article. I mean, I'd just be like, yeah, hunting season have opened, you know, but
that's what I was going to say.
It could be a problem, the fact that they are poo-flinging monkeys with killer herpes.
Yeah, but the thing is that
I'm thinking napalm might work better.
You know, a monkey can't fling poo further than I can shoot a gun at him from.
Yes, this is true. But you don't want to be up there doing this and then, boom, a monkey from above gets you because, you know.
So, and just to get this straight, you can get the virus from getting contacted from the fecal matter.
Yes. Okay. Because this is herpes. It's herpes. So, you know, herpes is spread by simple body fluid, anything like that. So, yeah.
Let's move along here.
Ricky, you need to lock your doors tonight, buddy. Ricky, lock your doors tonight.
All right. Enough crap. Let's see. This is Kentucky. Police mourn the loss of fire-ravaged donut truck.
I saw that.
Condolences have been flooding in for a Kentucky Police Department that shared photos of officers being brought to tears by a donut fire truck. And
there's these police these days.
There's the fire ravaged.
Tougher than this.
Well, you know, now this.
I think the police in the town or the municipality did a spoof video too.
Another Australia story there, Sleepy. Python removed from toilet of rental home in Australia.
Oh my!
How's that for a nice Sunday surprise? Going to take a dump?
That's not even news here. It happens every other day.
Really? Wow. Woo. Okay, remind me not
I'm never going to visit Florida again because of the monkeys, and I'm never going to Australia because I won't be able to go into the bathroom without having a snake in the can. Great.
Wow. If I go, I have to take a dump in the woods if I go to Australia. You know.
Speaking of tech news, when is Elon Musk gonna get this Mars thing done?
I don't know. He did send a car into space last year, by the way.
Yeah, there was a dead body in the trunk.
Package thief makes off with a box of cat poop. Good one. Good one. Fish. Oh, this is in Florida. Oh
no.
Fisherman. Doesn't say which part of Florida. It has to be closer to Miami. No, fisherman reels in 60 pounds of cocaine. Okay, man, I pick up some loads, man. That's what it says. He reeled in a package. Okay, all right.
Seriously, is there something wrong with the water in Florida?
Yeah, well, there is now, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of monkeys, a wild monkey steals license plate from parked car. Why
Was him and his monkey friends going to go knock over a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, they needed it for their getaway car. Ha ha. What? And the monkey's taking off. You can see the picture, and it's a Honda, I think. Anyway. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's see. Ooh,
Benico made it to the chat.
Oh, hello, Joey. Hey, baba boom.
Hey.
Welcome. I think some of these I've said before. Mom, this is pretty slick. Mom catches six-year-old using Alexa to cheat at homework. I like that. That's one for the kid. Nice.
For Joe. Hey Joe, you can go to the post office and get your Hot Wheels stamps.
Nice.
Now that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see. Girl's facial swelling caused by a leech in her nose. Ooh.
Oh, no.
She was probably swimming in the lake in Florida that the monkeys are in.
Yeah, really. No, here's another Australia news. Boy, Australia's hot this week. There, Minnie. Kangaroo and a goat make back-to-back visits to block of stores. Police in Australia said a kangaroo and a goat made back-to-back visits to the same block of stores in a Victoria city. But are there specials on? Let me see if it says anything. What were they buying? Let me click it. Let's see what
Coin
it says.
purses.
Yeah, right.
This is a good one here. An astronaut on this International Space Station accidentally dialed 911. He was supposed to dial 011 to call out. He dialed 911 instead, and an operator apparently picked up.
Oops.
He was a little disappointed that they didn't come to the space station.
Anyway, yeah, that would be a heck of a long drive for the police car, right?
But the Elon Musk's car can swing by and pick him up.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really. Let's see. Let's move on. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, hi, Timo. Welcome. How are you? Let me go to this website, see what we have. Florida Aquaman. Ooh. Florida Aquaman drives a Ferrari straight into the drink.
Oh, snap.
Oopsie. Yep, well, he got a free car wash out of it.
So there's something in the drinking water.
There's something in Florida, man. I don't know. I'm glad I got out of there when I did. When I got there out of there, Ricky. Yeah, something going on. Let's see here. Thieves use backhoes to tear open armored van, steal $2.3 million. That's determination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess someone had an accident. Watch a BMW fly through the air, then slam into the top of a tunnel. That sounds like that sounds like a scene out of Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Yeah. Look up the video. It's impressive.
Wow. Yeah. I think I will maybe a little later, but let's see here. Elon Musk, speaking of Elon, unveils and travels through the Boring Company's 1.1-mile tunnel. We talked about having some kind of a tube transport for passengers. He built it. Well, good for him.
I got an Australian one here. So
yeah.
Apparently, a guy was in a fight with a spider, screaming, "Why don't you die?" And some neighbors called the police to report it.
Yeah, but hey, let's be serious now. In Australia, they've got spiders down there that are as big as a 25-cent piece.
Yeah.
And one bite off of them, and you're pushing up daisies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there are quite a few that are dead.
Yeah, there's a special name for those. I forget what they're called, but yeah.
Killer freaking spider.
Killer freaking spider. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here.
Vince, is it this kind of a prerequisite down there? If you see a spider, you just put on a shoe and step on it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Of course you would. Yes.
I usually keep the spiders alive around here, but just to eat the other more annoying bugs. But If it was
Okay,
There are a few that you've got to learn to recognize that you should not go near.
What's the deadliest spider in Australia? A little trivia.
I think it's a redback, but I could be corrected. There's another one that I'm just not thinking of the name of, but yeah, there are a few and there are some really deadly snakes too. So if they poke their heads out of the toilets, do not just hold it in.
So that spider crawling down the wall behind you is okay?
God.
Made him look.
So hey, I got a list of them. So we got the Sydney funnel web.
Yeah, that lives in like your mulch and your garden. So don't go digging around without gloves.
Okay.
SWAT team members end standoff by singing. Mac the knife. That's what it says. He taunted the police into an anal probe.
Okay.
I'm just reading the headline. Yeah.
He gave one to the police, or the police gave him one?
Yeah, really. The pastor claims he wasn't groping but helping. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh boy.
Wife tells husband, oh my God. Wife tells husband he is too ugly to breed with. Ooh.
That's rough.
Oh.
I married you because I loved you, but we're gonna make ugly kids. Get away from me.
Oh, wow.
You know, there was actually a story that I read a while ago. Speaking of that, this groom had found out shortly before he was to marry the woman of his dreams that she was having a fling, and the fling was with his best man of the upcoming nuptials. So the groom, shortly before the extravagant wedding, like tens of thousands of dollars that the bride's parents, who were relatively loaded, were putting on, the groom hired a private detective to get some compromising photos of his soon-to-be wife and the best man. They go through the wedding, get everything done. They get to the reception, and the groom got up to make a speech, and he asked all of the guests if they could reach underneath their chairs that they were sitting at. So they reached under the chairs, and there was an envelope taped to the bottom of every chair in the reception hall, and they had like 600 or 700 guests. And he asked them to don't open it yet. And he made a couple of comments, and he said, "Okay, now you can open the envelope." People open the envelope up, and here's a glossy, like 5x7 of his new wife in a very, very compromising position with the best man. You know, you got to hand it to the resourcefulness of the guy. But the bride's parents lost all the money on the wedding, the reception, everything else. I just kind of found it kind of entertaining to read.
Well, here's another Florida story. It's in the water. Cops say man asked them to test his meth after violent reaction. A man. Wait, it gets better. I know, Tim. It gets a man who thought he was having a bad reaction to methamphetamine asked deputies in Florida to test the drug, saying he wanted to press charges against the dealer. Okay.
Florida is on a roll tonight.
Ricky, get your water checked, please.
Yeah.
Is there some fallout or something in the sky?
I didn't notice it in the 90s when I lived there. I don't know. It seems like after I left. I mean, I left and the state went to hell, you know. I know what they said. Oh, Toss is gone. Let's party. No, but...
all that oil pollutant
yeah.
from the well and all that.
Wow, that's funny. Let's see what else can I find here that's stupid. Time is it? Oh, it's 12:30 already. We'll probably end this soon. Charlie, thank you for joining us tonight. This was the first one. It was fun. We'll need to get you here on again for the next one. But we'll wrap this up soon. Any of you who missed it, you can replay this, and I might transcode this into an MP3 file. That way you can download it, play it in the car. The download's going to be free, so just give me some time to transcode it. Here's your headline. Stupid news. So Florida, you'll puke. I won't go there, but okay. Let's see what else we have here. I'm thinking of that news article from that last month. I don't know why, but that plane accidentally dropped SHIT and then landed through the guy's roof. You remember that one?
Wow.
And then somebody in the comments said, "Did it hit the fan?" But that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, nothing good there. All right.
If they can't shut the crap door on an airplane, I want to know what airline it is, because there's a good chance they didn't get the engine oiled up and lubed right before it took off.
Something, I tell you, man. Can you imagine me sitting here watching the Dallas Cowboys, talking to you guys, and all of a sudden, shit just comes right up like, whoa!
Nothing like a plunky coming through the roof.
I know. Oh my. Hello, Ron. How are you? Yes, hit the like button. 28 watchable. We have 28 brave viewers still, huh? Even after all this. So.
Oh, you poor souls.
I know. But this was fun. So, hello, Kenny. Welcome. At least I'm not watching the Hallmark Channel tonight. I think I got enough of it.
Because the Christmas movies are over.
Yeah, now they're having other romantic stuff on, but oh well. At least even those have happy endings, I think, I should just watch it in bed. I have my Comcast app. I can just, Anyway. Yeah, check out Charlie Henson's videos on YouTube. All right, so let's make this the last call here again. If we have anybody new out there, this is your final chance for tonight to say hello or ask a question.
Did anybody get that one gift for Christmas that you really love? That either somebody got for you or you bought for yourself?
Judging by the silence, the answer is no.
I got something that I really like and wanted.
Okay.
I got the Hoka Bondi 6 running shoes that I wanted really bad.
Okay. Are they smart shoes or just regular shoes?
They're just regular running shoes, and they are absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
That meant a lot to me. I asked for them for like 3 months. I kept reminding everyone.
Got it. Thank you, Joe, for the super chat. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Thanks to the community for sponsoring tonight's video. Thank you. So, thank you, Joe. That's right, Timo. The Cowboys took care of business. Yes, absolutely. So, I might, since I don't have to get up early Monday morning, I might do one tomorrow night between 9 and 10. Maybe I'll let you guys, or just look for the notification. My schedule has changed. Yeah.
I have a question for you, Carmine.
Yeah.
The email that you sent me earlier, that was everything through the beginning of the year, right?
Yes.
Take everything that you've gotten since then and add that onto that total and let me know. And include Joe's 20 on there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
So everything that you took in to sponsor tonight's show.
Okay.
I'll add that on.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyway, I need to get off here, guys. It's been fun being on here. I'll see you later.
He's got to go get the windows. He's got to get the windows locked up and the doors closed.
I know. Those monkeys. I thought I heard those monkeys in the background.
And then he's going to get a tall glass of water.
Yeah.
All right. Good
Take care,
night,
Ricky.
guys.
Good night, Ricky. Take care.
Here you go, Tim. I got this mug from my people at work.
That is good. Yeah, you know what? I didn't have a bottle of I Don't Give a Crap when I got home tonight.
I don't give a crap. What did you buy at the booth? I don't give a crap. Or if it's something that tastes bad, I bought a bottle of I Like the Crap. It's one or the other, you know.
I got it. You know what? I got some really nice gifts for Christmas. But you know what I actually got that I always neglect to remember to buy. Didn't get one. Just spaced it out every time I was at a store. Mrs. F got me a French coffee press, and it is a really good one. It's a high quality one.
Nice.
It works wonderfully, and I absolutely love the thing.
Yeah, I'm a French press convert as well. Love it.
Yep.
I bought a
Make
French
good cup of
press
coffee.
18 months ago, kept the coffee pot just in case, and never used the coffee pot again. The French press is just so amazing.
Actually, the most tragic thing that happened to me recently was I've got a travel French press where it's just a mug with a French press.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that broke on me just before a couple of months ago, so I've got to get a new one.
Yeah, it's the mug that's got the French press built into it. So you throw everything into a mug, you let it brew, and then you do the press piece, and then you drink it right out of the same.
Yep.
The
It
same
stays
thing.
hot. It stays hot for a couple of
Yeah,
hours.
I got a nice coffee mug, like dark thermos like that.
Just came across this joke online. It's clever. What is worse than ants in your pants? Uncles. It's late, so I'm going to throw that. Oh, God.
Well, there wasn't any chance of this.
Yeah, that goes demonetized, but that's okay. I was in a good mood all day today. It was sunny, so.
I was kind of wondering when this was going to go off the cliff.
Yeah, like
Right
the last
there.
one. Right there. Oh, wow. It was clever. Here's another. This one's clean, though. I think it's wrong that only one company makes the game Monopoly. I have the world's largest collection of seashells. You may have seen it. I keep it scattered on the beaches all over. Oh, well. Anything else here before we wrap this up? The last night I played poker with tarot cards. Got a full house and 4 people died. Can I say this one? I tried to change my password to penis, but they said it was too short. Okay, well.
Wow.
Switch, you okay?
I'm okay. Yeah. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Guy and a girl were on their first date, and the girl goes, "So, tell me about your children." He goes, "I have one son. He's under 2." And she goes, "I may be blonde, but I know how many 1 is."
My father is schizophrenic, but he's good people. Okay, anyway. Last call for comments before we really dive off the cliff twice, as it were. But, you know, you guys know me, almost anything for a laugh. Even if I have to go close to the edge there, so. Joe says go. Yeah, it was a go one. Yeah. I had to stop drinking because I got tired of waking up in my car driving 90. Okay?
Still, the best line about drinking came from Dean Martin. He said, "I feel sorry for all you people that don't drink, because when you get up in the morning, that's the best you're going to feel all day."
Right.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I did buy myself one present that I've
Okay.
been enjoying
Okay.
quite a bit. I subscribe to YouTube Music,
Nice.
and
Nice.
it is a pretty decent
Is it?
service thus far.
Okay.
Yep.
I get those pop-ups occasionally. Do that, but nice. I listen to Smooth Jazz. I like Top 40 Jazz.
Yep.
I listen to smoothjazz.com out of California. You know that they run it 24 hours a day, and sometimes they run like interviews and videos, and you know.
And the Android app is pretty good too.
Cool.
There's actually a YouTube Music app, and it works really well.
Anybody drink at Starbucks? I do occasionally.
Every so often.
I don't like their brewed coffee, but I really like it when you buy it and bring it home and make it yourself.
Well, here's a joke here about, because I got a gift card for Starbucks that I have to finish using up, but it says here, the joke, Starbucks says they are going to start putting religious quotes on cups. The very first one will say, Jesus, this cup is expensive. That's for you, Tom.
Yeah.
That's a
That was a clean one. Yeah.
some would call it blasphemy, but you know.
Yeah. I'm on a whiskey diet. I've lost 3 days already. Clever. I was talking about I have to lose weight. 30 ways to shape up for summer. Number 1, eat less. Number 2, exercise more. Number 3, what was I talking about again? I'm so hungry. Anyway, that's it for the funny stuff. Joe says, you guys doing an after show for a little bit. You want to hang out? I can hang out for a little bit if you want, Joe. Do you guys want to? It's up to you guys. I don't have to get up in the morning, so. All right, I'm going to end the stream here. Joe, I'll send you a link. And thanks to everybody. Thanks to the community. Thank you for all your support. And maybe I'll catch you tomorrow night. Again, if you missed all of this, you can replay it, and I'll try to get this transcoded by Monday if you guys want to download it and play it in your car or your iPod, if you still have one of those, you know.
It was
all
good,
right.
everybody.
This was good. This was nice. Thank you, Charlie, for Charlie, if you want to stay on for the after chat, that's fine. And I'm going to end this now here on the live stream. So thank you, everybody on the live stream. To the new there was one new person I know, Joel. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care, folks.